Hey guys, welcome to Nate and Greg's World. We're here today talking to some guys, apparently some grown men that like to play with toy cars. We're going to find out a little bit more about this in a second, but make sure you hit that subscribe and bell icon to stay up to date with us on everything that we got going on. Check us out on our other platforms, and make sure you also check us out. Where is it? We got all our audio links there out on
Spotify,
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google,
Apple Play,
yeah, all that good
all
stuff.
that shit.
Fuck, we're on there. Just look us up, Nate and Greg's World. And make sure you leave a comment down below on what you think about grown men playing with toy cars. So in the studio today, we've got Brandon and Adam. That's
Hey.
correct, right? Yeah,
Yep.
I got it good. I keep fucking up people's names all the time. And you guys are playing with cars.
Yep.
What's this all about? Like, I know you sent me a video there a while ago about you racing one, and it was incredibly fast, and then you told me it was stock. So I'm extremely curious because these are not the cars that I would pick up at like the Source or Radio Shack.
Oh, definitely not. These are full blown like race cars actually for us. They're just down the scale.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was
Fuck.
quite impressed by that video actually. I mean,
Yeah.
I've used remote control cars. I can barely do it when they're going a kilometer an hour. And that
Yeah.
video was pretty intense.
It was.
Yeah, like most people, when you say RC car, they think it's something that they buy at Radio Shack or Walmart or a kid gets for Christmas and it works for like 3 days and then you never play with it again, type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are not those toys.
No.
No, definitely not. And you guys, I mean, you travel all over
Yep.
doing this, eh?
Yep,
Like,
I've been Vegas, Nashville, Florida, Ohio. Oh yeah, racing.
So this is like a full, like national sport type thing.
Almost,
World.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
our most recent one was Florida, wasn't it? Fort
That-
Myers.
one of
We went
the
to
biggest
Rodats?
ones, yeah.
We went to the Rodats last
2018.
November, wasn't it?
No, it was May 2018.
Oh, May. Wow.
that's how long ago it was. And you guys are contract under, like,
Yeah. Yeah, so we're both sponsored by a chassis manufacturer,
okay,
which is distributed in North America by RC America,
right,
which is out of Texas.
okay,
They import X-Ray, which X-Ray is actually made in Slovakia,
Okay.
and that is one of the biggest chassis manufacturers in the world.
Wow.
So that's the basic car. And then you add all the electronics and the body and the tires and all that separate. But the
right.
basic chassis is made by X-Ray.
So
And
like,
that's who we're sponsored by.
these don't come together as like a complete kit. You go and
No.
say, here's
You get-
X number of dollars, and here's my car.
Yeah, no, you get a shoebox,
Yeah.
essentially, of parts and a manual.
Wow.
So basically, what you get here is like all electronic stuff and
Yeah.
tires is all gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
So you
chassis.
get the basic chassis, and then like it has the shocks and all that stuff on it. But it's just the basic chassis.
Oh shit.
And then you
Wow.
gotta build the car. The car, it comes with really good instructions, X-rays instructions, and the way they build their kits is as you open a package, like package AA is the first step, and then AB, and then AC, and as you go through. So building the car is not really that difficult, but you do need to be semi-mechanically inclined to do it.
To be able
Right.
to do it. Oh yeah, I couldn't do it. That's for sure.
No.
So how did you guys get started in this? Like, how did you decide to start doing remote control racing?
Well, actually, before I started, my older brother ran remote control cars for the longest time, and he was the first Canadian to win the U.S. Indoor Champs in Cleveland in stock. So it was pretty cool. And then after that, that was in '95. He stopped racing and went to big cars. Well, in 2001, I went to San Diego with my dad to pick up a truck for a lady that bought it for her husband for Christmas, and we had to stop by this local zoo that was closed to get it back, like the truck on there in the right way. And there was a guy in the parking lot with a nitro sedan, and ever since I saw it, man, I was hooked.
Explain what a nitro sedan is.
Well,
Yes.
a
Yeah.
nitro sedan is
Because I'm thinking like a little Corolla or something like that with NOS.
what we call it. These are called touring cars, or we call them
Okay.
sedans.
Yeah.
They're supposed to look like 4-door cars.
Right.
So instead of electric, it was gas.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was rocking around the parking lot, and after that, I was hooked. And when I got back, it was 2 weeks before Christmas, and I just knew I was getting Christmas money. And
Yeah.
the next day, Boxing Day, I went to our local hobby shop, which was Hobby Junction at the time in Byron, and I bought my first dirt car. I bought a Nitro Stadium truck, and after that, I've been hooked ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so my story's a little different. So when I was growing up, my uncle actually had a car.
Okay.
And he raced in the late 80s, early 90s. I was like 5 at the time. And I never got into it. And then years later, I found a magazine, and then I decided I wanted to get a car,
You probably still have that magazine, don't you?
probably somewhere. And
I still got other magazines. It
Yeah.
doesn't have
I had,
any
like,
cars in it.
So-
But
Swank and Playboy, and
Yeah.
those were the magazines under my bed. Yeah.
yeah,
They're like worth keeping.
yeah. Well, hence the toy cars and grown men type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, I ended up buying my first car out of what was it called? The Triad. It was like like Kijiji before Kijiji.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I bought a used car through that, and then and that was in like '98,
Yeah.
and then I've been racing essentially ever since.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. So this is like huge. I mean, this is what are
Yes.
your events like first of all, how do you get, to the level that you have a sponsor? And then
So there's a bunch of different ways. Winning obviously helps.
Yeah,
right.
But just winning locally doesn't really help that much.
right.
You need to win on more of an international level.
Yeah.
And not being a jackass helps a lot too, right? Like being able to talk.
Okay, we're
You're out.
fucking out.
Yeah, you guys are no.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because you have to be able to talk to people about it, and you have to be able to represent the brands. That's really what they're looking for, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
They're looking for ways to sell cars for a hobby that literally almost nobody knows about,
Yeah.
right? So you got to be able to talk to people that have no idea what you're talking about, and then explain to them why they need to spend $1,800 to $2,500.
I'm sorry. How much?
$1,800
Yeah,
to $2,500 to build one of these cars.
Holy shit!
Jesus
I
Christ.
just knew when they were gonna ask how much they were.
Yeah, I was waiting
That
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
usually how fast does it go and how much does it cost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually people are like, yeah, like I want to get my kids into it, and then they're like, oh, this is awesome, and then when you tell them kind of price wise, it's like, whoa, they kind of back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that's like one of our biggest problems with our hobby is
Totally.
Yeah.
it's so expensive. Like, would you want to go out there right now and spend $1,600 on something?
Yeah.
Like a toy car.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, like I remember, like when I was growing up, my grandfather he was right into the RC planes.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And it was all fun fly stuff, and we go to different little fun flies that would have the competitions in there and stuff like that, and he was mainly the electric side, right?
Okay.
You had the gas guys there, and then you had the electrics. Well, he was electric the whole way, and I know he got me into it, and he got me a controller, and the controller cost like $450.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just for that.
That's
And so
actually-
like I'm looking at this thing here
So-
going, that looks a little more high tech than what
Yeah.
I
I was
had.
just about to say that.
So-
I think you brought yours.
Yeah, so then that's one of the reasons I brought it. So this is considered like the absolute top of the pyramid when it comes to radios right now.
Okay.
I want to say this thing was like $900,
I don't know. I didn't buy one.
something like that.
$900
I got
to
one
tell your
below
car
that
to
one.
go and turn left and right.
But you don't.
Yes.
You don't understand what
Okay.
this.
So
Dude.
it's a
No,
lot more
you're
than that.
right. Like explain
So I can turn
Just
it
doesn't
on.
play naughty videos. So you guys
Okay.
So
you
it's
might be
actually,
able to actually.
yeah, well, you probably could.
Sandals
So it's
got
actually
down.
like a full digital screen.
Holy
And it's actually a touch screen over here to go through the menus. So you can save up to 99 models with this radio.
So right now you have 3 cars here. That's
Right.
what he's talking about white models.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
okay.
could run 3 cars, up to 99 cars with this one radio.
Right.
And you can change the settings for each car. So the radio has things like traction control built into it. It has anti-lockup brakes built into it. And then from there,
I would need all that help.
and then but it doesn't quite work like your real car. So what it does is when you slam the trigger,
Yeah.
it changes that input into a smoother input,
Right.
right? Because it can't
It's like
tell
a
if the
curve.
tire's actually spinning or not. It just knows how poorly you are at pulling the trigger.
right,
Right.
right.
Adam's very poorly at it.
Yeah, that's why I buy the expensive radio. And then, like when you buy the better radio, things like latency, which is how fast the radio talks to the
check it
car.
Just don't drop it.
I know. I'm nervous to hold on to it.
So
upside
latency
down.
is it's the lag between the radio and the car. There's less lag if you buy a better radio,
Right.
which makes a difference when your car is doing 75, 80 miles an hour.
No, I don't want to touch that, man.
No, I know. I'm nervous.
You've seen me touch things, and it's just going to get broke. It's
that's
not
right.
good.
Well, how often do you guys have to replace shit on these? Like, do you get into big enough accidents on the track that you have to?
Totally.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we ran a race last weekend in Niagara.
Okay.
Niagara Indoor RC. It's in St. Catharines actually. So But I ran this class, so this is called, they call it 12 scale, so it's a pan car, 2-wheel drive car, and usually my cars are really good, but I struggled all day with like spinning out one way,
Right.
and I told Adam, I was like, I just can't figure it out. Like we had I trained so many things for it, but when I got home, because I wrecked it, we were on aluminum chassis on them,
Right.
that I actually bent one right at the bottom. So instead of being flat, it was actually like curved in the middle.
Okay.
We run aluminum chassis on now, right? We
Right.
used to run carbon fiber, but now with our high grip carpet that we have, we run aluminum.
Yeah.
Can you just pick your mic up a bit? We
Oh,
keep
yeah,
kind of
yeah, there you
losing
go.
it now and again. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
So you bend, break stuff all the time. Even we break stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, with the kind of speeds we're,
Yeah.
for a toy car, the kind of speeds we're talking, it's no different
Yeah.
than smashing your car on the 401, right?
Right. Yeah.
But now that you guys are sponsored by X-Ray, do they cover broken parts? Like, will they
No,
send you
no,
shit
we
to...
get discounts. That's the
Right.
biggest thing. We just get discounts,
Right.
which helps out a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
no shit.
You know,
Yeah. No doubt.
and because we're on the team, we have all the team drivers that we can talk to about car setup and stuff, because car setup in this is the other half of the battle, right? Because it's
Yeah.
no different than a real race car when it comes to adjustments.
There's probably more adjustments than this.
Yeah. Well, you can
Than a
do
real
roll
car.
center real quick on this, which,
Yeah.
because you can do shock springs, shock oil, shock position. You can do
Ackerman.
like suspension geometry changes, and all of it makes a difference, and you can feel it on the track.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
the track made out of? What is the...
It's
So-
what's it, Ozite?
It used to be Ozite. Now that I think they just call it the CRC Fast Track.
Yeah, that black carpet.
I don't
Um,
know what ozite is.
Yeah, so
No.
it's just a carpet.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like really fine.
Yeah, well, it's almost like a Scotch Brite. It's like a really
Okay.
thin Scotch Brite type carpet.
Oh, okay.
Low pile. They say they developed it for RC car racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's carpet essentially. We've ran on asphalt, but there's very few races on asphalt anymore.
It was fun actually.
It was fun.
I liked it.
But
Yeah.
So what do you guys, like, how many people race in these events? Like, if you go to a larger event, how many racers do you
okay,
guys
so
have?
the Canadian Nationals, which just got canceled because of this whole coronavirus
Fucking
bullshit.
coronavirus.
I was gonna go either way.
Fucking wash your hands, people.
I think there were 340
348
drivers
658
entries.
entries.
Right. So you have entries are usually double drivers because most people bring two cars with them.
Yeah, you're
Right.
not gonna
Right.
sit
So-
7 hours and run one class and then wait 7 hours for the next round.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So there are about 300 people at the Canadian Nationals.
Holy-
Just over 300.
How many cars do you put around at a time?
They run 11.
Okay.
11 cars
per
on the
heat.
track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy.
It can. They run 11 because the track is so big there.
Right.
Most races 10 is the normal. The races are 6 minutes long.
Okay.
For most classes. The 12 scale cars, they run 8 minutes, but it's 6 minutes is kind of the standard.
Okay. And is there different levels, or is it stock and not stock? Or how does that
So
work?
they do it by class.
Okay.
So there's different classes of cars which have
I'm just gonna lean
different.
back because you just keep going.
Okay.
Going.
So with the
Good
different
thing I
cla-
brought you. I knew I brought you.
the different classes of cars use different
Yeah.
rules for tires and motors, which kind of determine how fast they are.
Okay.
So my normal classes are USGT, which is this car,
Okay.
and then I run modified touring car,
Yeah.
which Brandon runs stock touring car because he's too afraid to run modified touring car.
I'm coming next year.
Because the USGT is slower than stock touring car because we run scale-looking bodies,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
are actually slower than the non-scale bodies that a touring car runs.
Okay.
So USGT, you actually run cars that look like cars you'd see on the road,
Right.
but they run a spec motor. So this is a special motor that you can only use in this class,
Okay.
which limits the speed of it, makes it a little more easier for people to drive it, and it takes out what they call the motor of the week war, because as manufacturers come out with motors for the stock class, it seems like you're buying a $250 motor about every 2 weeks
Right.
because somebody will come out with a new motor that's slightly faster.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I know it's a lot.
It's a lot more
Yeah,
than you think.
because you're talking first that you can buy a car for about $1,900,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
And then you have your controller, which yours is about $950.
Yeah,
So, wow. And then then you're talking about the individual parts here, and
Yep.
like with your motor being $250 alone.
Yeah.
So I imagine you can go out and you buy your original car for $1,900.
Yeah.
But then once you go through and you start swapping out all the parts and shit that you want, like you could end up with something that you like sitting there was probably worth, you know, about $3 fucking grand.
Enough that
exactly,
you
yeah.
Yeah.
enough that you change the insurance policy on your fucking house. That's how much.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's kind of the problem with some of these classes is like, and that's one of the reasons I run USGT is because the motor is limited, right?
Okay.
It's the same
The-
with Can-Am though, 12 scale.
Yeah, same with 12 scale. They've tried to fix these problems because the stock cars, they run a 17 and a half turn motor. Okay, so that's 17 and a half turns is how many winds of copper
Okay.
are around what they call the stator,
Okay.
because these are brushless motors.
Okay.
So with a 17 and a half turn motor, the reason they don't cost $250 to manufacture,
No.
but the manufacturers go through the motors that come from China.
Yeah.
They pick the best parts, and then they put all the best parts together
Right.
to build the good motors.
Right.
Okay.
And because we're all competitive sons of bitches, we want the good motors.
Yes.
We don't care if we're club racing for nothing.
Yeah.
We want the good shit.
Yeah.
And
You want to destroy the competition.
yeah,
Not just compete with them. You want to destroy them.
right.
That's the plan, right?
And I get it.
And you know,
Yeah.
and guys will remortgage their house to do it, type of shit. Like it's
Wow.
for toy cars. Toy cars on on Saturday afternoon. Like it's
Wow.
and that's
Club.
So is there money? Like, do you guys win?
No
Nothing.
money, all bragging rights.
All
nothing.
bragging rights? Yeah.
Bragging
right on.
rights and what, a plaque?
Yeah, sometimes plaques, sometimes trophies.
Well, it hasn't been a trophy for a while.
Yeah, you got to go to big races to get trophies.
Shut up.
Okay. And then so like with your sponsors and stuff, you said they go and they, they give you discounts and stuff like that. But
Yep.
your sponsor wants you to be in Florida, be down in Vegas, and stuff like that. Do they help pay to get the fuck down there and stay?
See,
Or
yeah, neither of us have ever been in that position.
No.
We're not on that team.
okay.
Nobody's demanded us to be anywhere, which is nice
No,
because
we just go where we want.
we go where we want to go.
Yeah.
And
So it's all on your dime.
Yep.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, and you gotta have a good employer that you can be like, so I'm gonna disappear for like a week to go play toy cars, and then I'll be back. And yeah,
Holy shit.
So what do you guys do down there? I mean, besides race? I mean, is it like a party?
it can be.
Well, the last time we traveled together was, like I said, we went to Florida, Fort Myers, and
Yeah.
his wife, they have a cottage down there.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have a
So
home
it
down
was
there.
pretty cool, and it was like, what, 20 minutes from
the
Bandon
racetrack,
National Track.
so-
So we went down for 10 days.
Yeah, we essentially made a vacation out of it. You're
Yeah.
in Florida in May, so the weather was not too hot. It was so we made a vacation out
It
of
was
it.
very
And
fun.
that's what
It was
most
good.
people do. The problem is, like, when I've gone to Vegas, is they try to wrap up the days early, like the race days early enough
Yeah.
that you're you're not tied to the track. But even then, you're still tied to the track because
Right.
you got to be back at the track at 6:30, 7 a.m. the next day. So you go to Vegas, you aren't going to party until 3 in the morning and then get up and go back to the track because you know why you came all that way.
Yeah.
You didn't come all that way to get hammered on the strip,
Right.
right? You might want to see some titties, but that's
Yeah.
but at the same time, you still want to win your damn
That's why
toy car
guys
race,
go anywhere.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Fuck.
That's awesome.
So what's the culture like there? Like a rather diverse group of people, or is it
as,
all?
it's
hey,
as diverse as you will ever find.
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
It is. It 100%. You'll find, you'll find people that do nothing but eat, sleep, and breathe
RC cars.
RC cars.
Yeah.
You'll find people that are there and never run their car on the track except for the main. Will Johnson's.
Yeah, I was just about to say
And,
that, but I didn't know if I wanted to, but you
Yeah,
did.
I
So
did.
thank
I
you.
threw it out there.
That's for you, Will.
He'll come there all weekend,
Yeah.
and he might throw a car down for the main, and he's just there for the party pretty much.
Right.
Fuck, Will, get
He's
serious,
awesome.
man.
You gotta love
Fuck.
Kingston. Kingston's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
But yeah, no, and like I said, it's as diverse as you can imagine.
Yeah.
The people in the pits, like you have young kids, like real young kids, right up to the oldest guys you'll ever that have been around since RC cars started back in late 70s, early 80s.
And you get to know the whole crew of people
Totally.
that go.
Crazy.
And
Totally.
And it's crazy because we know people all over the world because of this.
Right,
Yeah.
Which
right.
is wild. Like what Hagberg's from where, Europe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Germany. I believe.
Germany. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool to know all these people all over the
Yeah.
place.
Oh,
So
that is
you're
cool.
actually getting a chance to experience their different cultures, because they're bringing you into their world, you're bringing them into your world,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But you're all connected through this whole RC world.
yeah,
It's
totally.
almost like a second family.
Yeah.
Like we go races and it's like
Yeah.
These big races you look forward to seeing everybody
Yeah.
because you don't see them every day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you see him
You
all
might
the time.
you might
Yeah.
see them once a year type of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's awesome.
So
Wow.
That's why the
Wow.
Nats is cool because like the Canadian Nats is like the world's biggest event now. I believe it is.
yeah, it is.
But you got everybody all over the world that comes. So it's
Yeah.
like everybody's coming to one spot, and it's
That's
pretty
crazy.
Wild. It's
And
awesome.
it's in our backyard essentially.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
hours from us. So for us, it's like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the cheapest race that we get to go to.
Yeah.
Right.
Like big race.
Because of our dollar.
Right. And
Yeah.
you know, it's only 2 hours away.
That's freaking awesome.
Nice.
So-
So is that where you guys? Sorry, was that where
Yeah.
you guys were headed?
We were gonna go there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
actually
it was
The one that got canceled?
Yeah.
that one is actually our home track.
Yeah.
We race
Right.
there every week.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're the one that hosts us.
Yeah, we
this
drive
race.
we drive to Welland every Saturday.
Fuck,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go down and check that shit out.
Yeah.
I gotta
And
see
then
this.
St. Catharines on Sundays, maybe.
Yeah, we did
tomorrow.
that a couple times
Yeah.
until my
Right.
wife kills me.
Yeah.
Like what was it? 2 weeks ago, we ran Outlaw for until 5, and then we ran a 5-hour endurance race.
Yeah,
until 12.
so yeah, we left my place in Tempsford at 5 a.m. Saturday
Yeah.
morning. We drove to Welland
Mhm.
and we raced until 5:30 Saturday night, and then we turned around and drove up to Vaughan
An hour and 20 minutes.
to another track, and we raced there until 12:30, 1 a.m.
We did a
Yeah.
5-hour endurance.
and then
race.
back to my place at 3 a.m. Then
Yeah.
Sunday
And
morning.
then you went to the sportsman show. Or
I went to the RV show the next day back up in Toronto again. But
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so sorry,
Yeah.
you mentioned that endurance race there.
yep,
Yeah, they
Okay,
do.
so how long do your batteries last? Because as I said, like with my grandfather, flying the model airplanes,
Yeah.
20 minutes, you better make sure that your plane's back down on the ground or it's just kind of
It's-
gliding off somewhere.
I was gonna
wherever
say it
was.
comes down regardless.
Yeah.
We didn't run these cars, so these ones
Okay.
are too
Yeah.
expensive to endurance race. We ran a car called a Tamiya. What was
Okay.
it? TT?
TTO2.
Oh, yeah, so they're like cheaper.
Right.
So we ran one of those for 5 hours, and we do pit stops,
Yeah.
Right.
battery changes. What was it, every 45 minutes?
No, we were doing 20. We
Was it
couldn't,
20 we
we
were
couldn't
doing?
do
I thought we
much
were
more
doing
than
40.
20. No, 20
Yeah.
was the limit.
But
That's
I
when my
got-
fucking finger fell asleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He called. He yells. He's like 18 minutes into it. He yells. He goes, I can't feel my throttle.
Yeah,
finger." I'm like,
Brandon, get up here. We need
Wow.
to switch it up.
okay, I'll go back at this. But yeah, it was cool. But we got to, what was it, the 4-hour mark, and we actually had to change tires.
Yeah.
On the
Wow.
rear.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wore them right out.
Yeah.
It was
That-
wow.
that's-
But we didn't run these. So we ran the stock Tamiya tires
Yeah.
Okay.
when everybody else ran these.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
wore them right out. Like
Yeah,
he
it
drove
was-
it. He goes, "It's pretty good." And I drove. I'm like, "Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like, how did you drive this thing?"
Yeah. I'm just
So-
better as all. But yeah, no, the endurance race was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun to do. It's tough. It's different, right?
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, we only race 6 minutes normally.
Yeah.
Right. So to do 20-minute stints in between battery changes, like I was,
That's a long.
that's a long time to
It
play
was a
the
long
toy
5
car.
hours. Yeah.
Like,
Adam broke it like 4 times.
Yeah, no, you broke it
Well,
like
like-
4 times. I fixed it 4 times.
I know when my son goes and wants me to play video games with him and stuff, and I go and I sit down, we'll do a racing game and stuff like this.
Yeah,
So I'll be on like a dirt bike or something like that, and it's like, all right, here we go. We're doing the laps, and it's like, okay, fuck, man, like we've done like 5 laps. Do we need to do any more? Like, holy shit,
How many,
endurance
laps, how many
race.
laps was it? It was 1,200, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think when we were all done.
Yeah,
And,
1,200 laps.
yeah, at one point we were down
18.
18 laps,
Yeah, it was.
and we came back. We won it.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, we fucking won it.
Fuck, that's
shit.
We won it. Well, I passed the leader. What was it? With 2 minutes left. Two or
Yeah,
three
2 minutes to go. We raced 4 hours and 58 minutes,
in second.
and then we won it.
Yeah.
wow.
They were not happy.
Because you have a team of 4 guys.
Yeah,
So we started off, the guy that ran our team, he started off with the team that we were catching. They started off with a guy that's our level.
yeah,
So he got a good lead real fast in that first
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah, and then we
Then
chased
I
him
broke
down.
it 4 times. Then had to come back again.
wow.
Yeah. No.
Now, going back to the classes and stuff like that.
Yep.
For the people that you're racing in those classes, is it just, hey, whoever's got the fucking car? So there's no like age range
No.
or anything like
it's-
that,
If you guys
or
bought one,
skill level or whatever. It's just, hey, man, I got the same kind of car as you. So
Yep.
I show up to the track next weekend. I just happen to have the exact same car you do. I'm
Yeah.
racing
Racing
you guys.
against us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you build it for
Wow.
the rule set that you want to race in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever class that is. And then you're in. That's it. Because there's no like graduated system or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like I know motocross does that. They have a graduated system.
Yeah.
Toy cars aren't like that.
Yeah.
No.
So what? Like, okay, so then
It's got to piss
if
you off, though. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's fine.
It's got to piss you off, though, then when somebody like me comes in with a car just like yours and then takes you out or something like
Well,
that.
you know those people. You know those people immediately because generally
Yeah,
they
there's
don't.
one sitting right here.
Well, and they don't make a 6-minute run.
Yeah.
Like, these cars do break. These cars, You know,
Yeah.
especially
I'd be pissed.
this is
Yeah.
a slower class, right?
But it's still break.
It still breaks, and
Yeah.
like you'll know right away the new guy.
Yeah.
It's the guy that doesn't know when the car's coming towards you, you turn right to go left,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find them very quickly, and you can avoid them on the track. Like it's everybody learns. You
Yeah.
gotta, and the only way to learn is to
Motherfuckers.
do it.
But is there a place you can go, like if you're starting, where it's not
practice?
just to practice and
Yep.
get
They have
better
practice days
before?
on Wednesdays.
Yeah. So that like what we call our home track in Welland.
Yep.
Mhm.
Which is
They're
outlaw.
Outlaw
That's
RC.
Outlaw.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're open Wednesday nights starting at 5 p.m. until 10 p.m.
Right.
That's practice night. That's the time to go if you've never done it before.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Generally, most people are too intimidated to come out race day without trying the car first.
Well, I saw that car going around the track that you said. I would never jump
Yeah.
in on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
And that's that's the problem with the hobby though too, right? Because the cars are to the point that it's, like I said earlier, it's hard to convince people to buy it,
Yeah.
and then when they see it, it's hard to convince them to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like my dad won't touch the car,
Yeah.
Either with my dad.
right? Like he's like, no, I'm just gonna break it.
Sounds like my dad. They'd hang
Right?
out together.
Well,
Like-
when you guys first showed up, we were outside there. We were having a smoke before we came in. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Let me take one of the cars for a rip down the road. And you said $1,900. I'm like, fuck it, not happening.
No.
I'll let you ride my Harley before.
But I think that's the problem with the hobby right now.
Yeah.
Like those cars that we race at that endurance race,
Yeah.
those cars are like $120, $150,
Yeah, that's my price range.
right?
Yeah.
And that's a good place to start. But
Hey,
the problem
they were
is-
cheap, but we had a blast with them.
Hey,
We
I'm
gotta
not saying we
admit,
didn't. I'm just saying it's a good place
Yeah.
to start. But the problem with that car is there's nowhere to go.
Right. Yeah.
Where like this chassis, you buy
Yeah.
this car. So the Bear chassis, when I say that price, that's the car built ready to race.
Okay. Yeah.
The Bear chassis is about $800.
Okay.
And then you put the electronics into it from there, and that's what
Yeah.
adds up the price.
Right.
Right. Like your batteries are over 100. The motors, like for a good motor, is 250. A good
300 for a speedo.
yeah, and then your radio system and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's what usually when I'm talking to new people that want to get into it, I tell them not to buy a new car.
No.
I tell them to buy a 2-year-old model from a racer
Yeah.
because that was a good car, and that's a perfect car to start with.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I usually try to direct them into a slower class to start with.
Mhm.
So the slowest touring car based class is called Vintage Trans Am.
Okay.
So it runs an even slower motor than this car.
So you're talking like bodies like your old Camaros and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
That'd
it's
be fucking
cars.
sweet.
Yeah,
They do look cool. Adam used to be the master of it.
Yeah, I won a couple national championships.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
It's cars that ran in the Trans Am series in the United States
Yeah.
from the late 60s to the early 70s.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
sweet.
So you have your Camaros, you have your Javelins, all the muscle cars.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
And then they run a spec tire as well. And that's where I try to steer people because the bodies are more durable. Like they're not like, feel how thin this thing is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Like just squeeze
Right?
you can just squeeze the roof on it. Like
Like,
then you'll
and-
really know.
And imagine hitting a wall at 60 kilometers an hour with that.
Yeah.
Crack it.
They just don't
Yeah.
survive.
No.
Right? And that's where like the vintage Trans Am class, the bodies are a little thicker and
For anybody listening to the audio, you guys should definitely go on YouTube and just check these models out so you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
this is a USGT car, which is
Newer style Corvettes. And
it's a new and you feel the Lexan, the body itself is a little thicker, so
Yeah.
it survives impact a little bit better. It's a better place to start. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can
'Cause-
definitely
'cause-
feel the.
The vintage Trans Am for younger guys, it's hard to get them into the class because they're like, the cars are fucking ugly. I don't want to race that.
Right.
So that's where like this class is a little bit faster. It's a little bit harder for people to learn,
Mhm.
but it's cars they want to drive,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
which helps.
So my question then is, why has if it's kind of bragging rights, right? Why hasn't somebody tried to organize it to make it financially
Because
doing like?
so here's the problem.
There's
when
an
you,
audience for everything.
totally.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a ton of people that would watch this.
Well,
Yep.
at the mall, we get tons of people that
Right.
come in there.
Yeah.
The problem you get into is when you put money with toy cars.
hmm
Is unlike real racing where you're sitting in the car and you might kill yourself or somebody else.
Right.
You're not going to kill anybody taking out the guy in front of you with a toy car.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're going for the lead for prize money, you'll just take out the guy in front of you.
You'll hit them.
You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
that's where you put some rules in place, right? Like, I mean, there's
Right.
got to be a
Like,
way
well, we
to
have rules now.
control
Like,
that.
if like me and Adam were racing and I hit Adam now, a lot of our guys now are all respectful. So it's like, I'm gonna slow down, pull over, and wait for him to go back.
See, I'd be
But
like,
today, if you got money on the line,
Yeah.
you ain't pulling over.
No,
You're just gonna
no.
go.
You know, if
robbing is racing, motherfucker.
right, exactly, 100%. And you know, if there's, you know, even if you're getting your money back for your entry fees, or you know, you get $200 on the line. If there's one corner to go, I'm gonna wait till that one corner, and I'm gonna take you out, and I'm gonna win the race. I'm gonna get the money.
Right, but there's got to be a way to monetize it. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm sure people think that way with a lot of things when it gets started. Like, how do we build this to make money, and how do we go about?
Yeah, I don't think they've ever been able to figure it out for
I
us.
don't
think they
ever will.
I don't think so either. It's
And honestly, I think for me, I'd imagine it would more or less take the fun out of it. It wouldn't be,
It'd be really
we're
big.
doing this for
well,
fun
it wouldn't be a
anymore.
hobby anymore.
It'd be more serious,
which
yeah.
there are guys that this isn't a hobby.
Yeah.
There are guys that they race RC
But that's
cars
what I'm saying.
for
Like,
a living.
eventually, like everything else, like it turns from a hobby into something that if you could make a fucking
Yeah.
living
Yeah.
doing,
Yep, and there is
Yeah.
guys that do that,
right?
Like combat checkers.
but it's
or
not so much
Adam
though.
would like that.
They don't win prize money. Is they get paid by the manufacturers.
something. Right.
Yeah.
That's where
Like from
that-
their sponsors,
right. That's
Yeah.
where it comes from.
Right.
Okay.
And that that's from performing on a global stage type of
Yeah.
thing.
A performance bonus.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yes, yeah.
That's where the only real money in RC cars are
Wow.
Oh, okay. All right.
currently. Anyway, I know there's been some trying with the 8-scale off road, which 8-scale off road buggy are like open wheeled. They're a little bit bigger than gas and electric buggies.
Yeah.
They tried to start a series that kind of followed motocross.
Okay. Yeah.
Which one was it? That was that
GP,
GP3?
GP, something like
Yeah.
that. It didn't fly at all.
Really?
Yeah, they tried to get TV deals lined up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So far, it seems like the only thing in RC that can make any money on on TV is freaking drone racing,
yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of that.
right?
Yeah.
Like that seems to be the only thing.
Yeah. Well,
We
drones
may be
are
good
huge.
at cars, but I don't
Yeah,
think
it
I'd
is.
ever be able to fly a drone.
I don't know. Never tried.
I
Imagine
tried.
That'd be intense.
I try. It doesn't. No.
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 No. Fuck
Like
no.
those guys are intense.
Up crash.
Well,
up
yeah, I
crash.
was-
Those,
Yeah.
They get the VR goggles and they're like, it's like wow,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
those are nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
I can't keep up. It's just a reaction.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I assume it's like anything else,
It's like
right?
this too, though. Like,
Yeah,
people's like, how do you react that fast?
Yeah.
Like a guy spins out in front of you 2 feet, and you're just like, all right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
It's crazy.
or you plow through them.
like Adam
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. That's why they got. That's why they got big foam bumpers.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. No, this is. I'm. Yeah.
Mind ball.
I'm not-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say you're
This
speechless.
is-
Yeah.
Exactly, which is fairly rare for me. It really is.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I see. There's got to be a way to make money, guys.
yeah.
Hey, let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. I spend enough. I'd like to make some.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know what? We're gonna have to give him a sticker. Like, put it on.
Hey,
So,
I'm,
Yeah,
I
there
will
you go, that's
I've got a big shirt, so I can put more sponsors on here.
okay, so I'm sorry. I keep going back to the fucking price.
Yeah,
okay,
no
so
worries.
the $1,900
Yeah.
that gives you
Top of the line, race ready car.
that's the top of the line.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay, and then like a pure entry level is still about $150.
Yeah, so I used to, like when I worked at the hobby shop, I used to
Yeah.
talk to parents about this. You can get a car on the track for about the price of buying an Xbox.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I used to try to parallel it with.
Yeah.
It's easier to, tell your kid, get the kid away from the TV and
Yeah.
get them at the racetrack.
Oh, for sure,
Doing
doing
something
that,
tactile,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, learning the cars is, it's an education in itself.
Yeah.
Well, like you say, getting away from the game systems and the fucking YouTube and everything else
Yeah.
and doing
Right.
something, right?
Yeah,
Getting out
exactly.
and-
Yeah, because
It's awesome. I'd rather
the cars,
be doing this than.
The cars are
Oh, yeah.
learning the cars because they're 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, you can take it.
Fuck. I'm scared to
There you
fucking touch it.
I've hit the wall.
Adam's
You
hit
can't
them pretty hard.
you can't drop it hard enough.
That's heavy.
So yeah, like
is.
4-wheel drive, independent suspension. Like each corner has its own control arm and shock, and like I said, like everything's adjustable. So
Sway bars.
yeah, everything,
Yeah.
just like a real car. So we run a geared differential in the back
Just lock
and
it in the
a
front.
locked spool in the front. The gear differential in the back is sealed, so we can change fluid like weights to change how the diff action works.
Right.
Just like a real fucking.
Yeah, so you
car.
put
100%.
heavier oils for. Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, you change like literally everything that you would change on a real car, you can change on these.
That's why I tell people there's more adjustments in this. and then some race cars.
This
Wow.
weight going 60 miles an hour, hitting
Yeah.
something,
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, oh,
a
yeah.
lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even
that
the
thing.
heaviest. Like 8-scale on roads.
Yeah,
Heavier than that.
8 scale on road's heavier.
So you
8
got,
scale.
you got a picture of a car that looks like this. That's like bigger.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's gas powered.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I raced them last summer. They are intense.
Now is it all flat tracks?
So we run flat on road.
Yeah.
But there is off road.
Oh yeah, the off road stuff. But
Yeah.
now is there like I like watching different racing and stuff like that on
Okay.
TV and stuff. And one of my favorite ones is the rallycross.
Okay.
Stuff,
Can we pause out?
So yeah, I was talking about
You're
know,
talking about like
rallycross.
rally cars.
yeah the rallycross and stuff like
Yep.
that. Do you guys have like a
You
division
name it.
like that?
You name it for
Holy
RC.
shit.
It like anything real racing
Yeah.
exists in
Yeah.
RC.
You want to go rally? You want to do rock climbing? You
Yeah.
have crawlers. And,
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you
crazy.
name it. It's literally everything. Everything full size racing exists in RC.
It's got
Now, rallycross is a little different because it's a bunch of guys running in the forest behind their RC car.
Now, there's not actual tracks for it.
They got to run.
Yeah, look when you guys get time, go
Yeah.
on YouTube,
Yes.
type in RC rallycross.
I got to
Yeah.
do this
And
right
you-
now. I don't think
you'll-
I've ever watched it.
You'll watch some guys in Europe.
Yeah.
They built there is a track. It is a track. It's a path essentially.
Mhm.
And yeah, they run around behind their rally car.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah,
I ain't
and-
running.
No, look at me. Do I look like I run behind my fucking RC car?
I'd
I
have
went
to,
to the gym this morning.
there's a reason I race the fast ones because
Yeah.
I ain't running behind it.
I'd have to have my kid with a camera on his head
Yeah. Exactly.
yelling at me what to do.
Fuck.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
they do. They're like I said, everything in real racing exists in some form of RC
Wow.
because people, like one of the reasons I always wanted to race RC is because I've been into full size racing my entire life,
Yeah.
but I couldn't afford it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
This-
the way you've been talking about this, we almost could have bought like
Well,
a crate sprint for Oshawa.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
but
not
when
even gonna lie.
not when I started, you couldn't.
No.
Okay,
But-
well, just going off that comment, how much do you guys think you've both put in to racing since you started?
Do I have to let my wife hear this?
I was just going to say,
Just don't-
yeah,
Well, I'm single, so I'm
Yes,
all good. But
yeah.
I took a year and a half break. I got
Okay.
out of it, sold everything. So I came back 2 months ago,
Yeah.
and I'm around $5,000 right now, $5,000 to $6,000 right now.
holy
And sorry, just the 2 months, or from the time you
From the
started?
time I started 2.5 months ago till now.
Okay, yeah, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
say
you don't even want
Yeah.
to see.
His, your
I
wife's-
thought my hobby room was like really cool, but his like
Yeah.
your wife's going to kill you.
Right. Yeah. No, it's probably
she
more.
probably has an idea.
Since I started racing, it's probably more like 30,
Holy
maybe more.
fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an addiction.
Yeah, it's
man.
like we never tell our wives how much the real price was for the parts for
Well,
their Harleys.
Right. You just never keep everything in the same room is
No.
the key, right?
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
keep something over
That's why I
here and
fucking
something
went
over
wrong.
there.
That's why I went wrong.
Right? You
That's
just
why I'm
never,
divorced.
you never put it together, right?
it
You
all in
just
the
keep it in
same room.
separate places. Nobody knows. I've had that forever. These are all reasons to keep stuff.
Listen, your wife wasn't truthful about how many guys she slept
I've
with
had-
before she slept with you.
I've had this
So-
forever. The part box says 2020 on it.
Yeah.
So she was never honest about that. You don't have
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest about anything.
Yeah.
else.
Exactly,
So,
there you
right?
go.
But yeah, no, it's I equate it to having a drug addiction.
Yeah.
Like
Except we
it's-
can have these for a while.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go to prison for it, as far as I know.
Yeah.
You'll keep your teeth.
Right. Yeah, because like so many guys will be into the hobby. They'll be into it for a few years, and then they'll go away.
Yep.
And then a few years later, you'll see
Yeah.
them come back around the
His
track.
name's Brandon.
It's like a crackhead that just can't get off. Like they're on the wagon, they're off the wagon. Like
Yeah.
it's and the once RC, it seems like because it's always the same guys.
It's addicting.
RC
legit
once it gets
addicting.
into you,
No, I believe
yeah.
it.
it doesn't stop.
It won't
Yeah.
leave you.
Yeah, no, I believe it for sure.
Especially if you're competitive at all,
Right.
right?
Like me and Adam, we go to the track, and it's like you have guys that are like there to race and have fun,
Yes.
but then you got guys like me and Adam.
Yeah,
We're sitting with like our X-ray guys,
Yeah.
and we're like, how can we make this car turn better?
yeah,
Like
Right.
we're serious, like into it. That's
Yeah.
why.
yeah. Like
That's
and
crazy.
the social aspect
Yeah.
of it too, right?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like it's like you hang out with your friends every weekend,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
and then at the same time you get to play with toy cars.
But it's amazing though because like I got guy friends that race cars all over,
Right.
and there's like 3 prime guys that like like Ryan Lick, Cole Powell, and all those guys, and Caleb Wood. Well, they run all big race cars, like
Okay.
real race cars. So when we hang out with people, they all go, "Oh, you guys race race cars," and then they look at me and they go, "What do you do?" I was like, "Well, I race remote control cars."
Yeah.
And they do, "What you look like? Really, like RC cars?"
Yeah.
But all 3 of them will always say, you try doing what he does with those.
Yeah.
Like it's really, really hard.
Well, and I believe it. Like,
Yeah.
Like
anybody
we
who
get in
says
with
it's-
it like a half an inch to an inch off a board and try doing that 28 times in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
tough.
Oh yeah. Well, like as I'm sure we've already said in the podcast. I can't remember if it was before the podcast or when we started this, but that video that you showed us there of
Yeah, I just sent you
that
that-
car going around.
Yeah, I
You
just
know.
sent you that so you guys had like an
Fuck.
idea of like how quick they were.
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
that was stock, like I said.
Yeah.
no, it's
There's no way I could make it around one lap. You know, like I've gone and you remember that fucking video game there, off-road racing with the trucks? And
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
where you
yeah.
had like the 3 steering wheels.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
spin the wheel around.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't even fucking do that.
Right?
You know, it's like, so I couldn't imagine doing this. And if I'm putting $1,900 into a car, there's no way I'm fucking
Should I
doing
show
it.
him Kevin's 12 scale mod run at Cleveland?
No, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a little taste of mod. So
Mod.
one of our
Jesus.
team guys, Kevin, this is him in
Yeah,
Cleveland
so-
2 years ago.
Yeah, Kevin's from Quebec.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, like this is
Is it
legit.
just
So,
watch it?
that's this class here, 12 scale pan.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
that's with the mod
the
motor in it.
modified version.
Yeah.
right.
I don't even get how you even know what fucking car is yours.
Yeah, it's,
Like when they're going so fast all
But you
together.
tried
Right.
you tried doing that for 8 minutes without blinking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
cookie
you
blink.
can't
Right.
fucking
You
blink.
blink, you're
and
fucked.
it's gone.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's intense. Like it's
Yeah.
Wow.
and it's really hard to do.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I'm watching the cars
Look
go
at
down
him.
the straight
He's
there.
like
Then I'm
stunned.
watching them hit these corners here. Yeah, no.
And you got to
Right.
make pictures like an inch off the board each time.
Oh, yeah.
Like same line every time.
Well,
Yeah.
and you got to remember too, like unlike real racing where you have a crew chief and team like working on the car for you.
yeah,
Almost always, very few guys have a mechanic.
right,
It's almost always the driver,
right,
right? So not only is the guy driving the car a quarter of an inch off the wall, he also has to set it up so he can drive it a quarter of an inch off the wall,
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Because
you
they do
probably
it
got
regular
good
race
at
cars.
that.
They push
Right,
loose
it's-
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the whole package. That's how these guys get to the point where they it's a career for them because they're good salespeople, they're good mechanics,
Yeah.
and they're good drivers,
Right.
right.
right?
They're awesome.
Yeah. So are you guys, either of you ever looking at taking that step?
You would
Making
have to
it-
travel a lot
Yeah,
to get
I'd
that
have-
level, and you would have to practice all the time.
Yeah,
You're not married though.
I'm not.
You
No,
could
no.
go?
I could go.
Hit
But-
the road.
yeah,
Oof, that's a lot of money to hit the road. What if it doesn't work out?
yeah. No, for me, like
You want to be my
it's,
mechanic, Adam? You're pretty good at setups.
no, you'd break the car too much. No,
It's
I
a cheap car.
it's-
Give me a break.
It's still a hobby for me. That's my biggest thing. Is it's still a hobby. Like I've got other things like my wife and I we bought a 30-foot RV. Last year or 2 years ago. So that's what we do all summer.
Right.
So the RC side of it is kind of the winter thing.
Right.
And I do a couple races in the summer, but for the most part, like I'd like to keep it as a hobby.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a licensed machinist by trade.
The racing or the marriage?
Both.
You better answer. You better answer this one real well.
I don't think she looks at my Facebook anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Not
no, that's the thing is it's still a hobby for me, and
Yeah.
to take it to the next level, it's at the end of the day, like where is it going to get me down the road?
Yeah.
Like most of the guys that are moving into that level are his age, not my age.
Actually, and some of them are younger than us.
Right.
Like 10, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
how
Into
old
that.
is Barrett and Jacob Cruz? Like,
I think they're like 11, 12.
and they're amazing.
somewhere
They
in
run,
there.
Oh,
run
yeah.
mod, and they're just like phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You get these kids that are young.
And
and so
it's the
and
video
it's-
games. I swear, it's the
yeah,
video
it is.
games that
Their
makes it
hands.
so good.
Yeah.
And like all my buddies, like, well, I'll do racing games, like iRacing and stuff, and all my friends are like, it's because you're good at RC cars. I'm like,
Yeah.
What? Because your hand-eye coordination, you're just good at it. And
Yeah.
But I think all those little kids, it's because they have the
Yeah.
game consoles. They have good
Yeah.
hand-eye control, and
Well, they come out of
Awesome.
their moms with fucking controllers now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially,
Yeah,
right?
probably, yeah.
You know,
Like-
and then like even still,
Well,
you have
here's
the
a
different
tablet.
you have the different athletes and stuff like that. Like when we're talking with Colton Fasciotti there, talking about the kids coming up nowadays. Like if you're not pro by the time you're 14,
Forget it.
yeah,
they have kids now, and that like even in that, they're like what 6 when they start, if not
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah. And sometimes 6 is a fucking late age to start.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Jesus.
And that's that's what the teams and stuff are looking for, right? They're
Yeah.
looking for the next generation
Right.
They're not looking for the 35-year-old guys that have been doing it for 20 years.
Well, and
Yeah.
but I also see like this as like, I mean, you know, to like a father who's listening right now,
Right.
like a super cool activity to do with your son
100%.
or daughter,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yep, yep.
take them out to the track, like
We
bonding
have
time.
what, 5, 6
Families.
father, son, father, daughter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And
Oh,
it's
it'd be a
awesome.
blast.
Like I wish, like I had that with my dad. My dad, he
Yeah.
goes all winter, so he doesn't come. Like he's in Texas all winter, so he doesn't
Yeah.
come out. But
Right.
I see like the cool like father son or father daughter
Yeah.
bond that they have, and I like my dad now because I told him it's been or dad's has been postponed until May if that's
Yeah.
when they do it, and he's all excited.
Right.
I'm excited for him to come
Yeah.
because my dad's like a big supporter of this.
Right.
He calls me every weekend to see how we did,
Yeah.
and
Oh, right
he's
on.
awesome about it.
Yeah, it would be amazing. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like this would be a blast to do with.
Yeah. And,
You
and
know,
love
it's,
you, Dad.
And then they
Yeah.
get
That's
Sorry,
And it-
shout out to Dad.
and they're like life skills, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're like legit life skills.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they between like the mechanical side of it,
Respect.
you know, the track etiquette side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's the whole package. It's just hard to get people. It's easy to get them in the door.
Right.
It's hard to get them in the door the second time.
Right.
Like you would
Really?
totally be interested until you heard the price, right?
yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you can
Like-
start off. Like
You
what
can start
would be
off, yeah.
what would be baseline? Like if you were just
So if you were buying you could buy somebody's entire used equipment, everything. You could be on the track with a decent car, used equipment for about $400 to $500.
right, which
Right.
is a lot better because you look at like,
100%.
your kid plays sports. Like let's look at hockey.
Yep.
Man,
But
I have
right,
a guy,
you're
like sticks are nuts
$500.
these days.
Yeah.
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 I have a guy at my
Yeah.
work that spends like $4.99 on hockey sticks for his kids.
Well,
Jesus.
that's
It's
insanity.
nuts.
Yeah.
Holy
And he
shit.
goes, "What do you spend it on your toy cars?" I'm like, true.
Yeah.
We all have our hobbies. Like you guys probably spend money on your Harleys all the time, right? Like
yeah. I might have spent a
Same
couple
time.
dollars on it.
Not very
couple
much.
dollars.
No.
Your windshield. probably are, like,
Most of it was
$200.
free. Yeah. Most of it was free.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that exhaust I got, it was just, it just happened to show up on the bike one day. That's it.
Those are the best
5-finger
parts.
discount.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody chooses their hobbies, right? That they
Yeah.
spend money on.
And we choose this. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what we like
It's
to do.
amazing.
Fuck.
No, it's legit. So, like, if somebody wants to get started, what's the best way to get started?
First of all, find your local track
Right.
if you want to start racing.
And the
So-
problem is, from around here, the closest one's Niagara.
If you want to race on road,
On road, and then off road, we have Otterville.
well, and in Stratford you have the Barnyard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right, so there's options around.
Right.
To race on road right now, you're like, which is what we do. Your options are: there's one track in Kingsville,
Okay.
there's the track in Welland, there's a track in St. Catharines,
And one in Vaughan.
Vaughan. No, there's also Kingston.
Yep.
There's also one in Ottawa, and then there's also I think there's one in Newmarket as well.
And Quebec
Right.
with Kevin.
Right, and then into other provinces.
Yeah.
But like if you live in London, St. Thomas area,
Yeah.
you're driving 2 hours.
Right.
Because like for us to go, Kingsville's about 2 hours, St. Catharines, Welland's about 2 hours, Vaughan's about 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So we're essentially right in the middle of them all. So
Yeah.
we just pick the biggest one.
Well, we
Nice.
go to the mall.
Yeah, but
Recently, we've been going to the mall.
we go to
We share the love.
we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go to Outlaw the most.
Outlaws our home track.
Yeah.
So why don't you try to get something here?
So I've thought about
Adam
it.
has tried this actually.
Yeah,
We
so-
used to have a track here.
We had a
Yeah,
very nice
Dorchester. It was
facility.
called Lou's.
Yeah, Lou
Yeah.
Vanderway actually built us a very nice
It
facility.
was awesome.
Yeah.
He actually built a house, and when he built the house, it was in a residential commercial area
Right.
in Dorchester.
Okay.
And
You guys know
he-
where the Tubbies is when you go on the highway heading towards Woodstock?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's that.
There's like a subdivision right there off the
That's
side of
where
the
you- they used to be
401.
in there.
Okay.
He actually built a shop specifically for a racetrack when he built his house.
Yeah.
Right.
Couldn't get enough guys to support it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it came down to. The property tax was too much,
Mhm.
and we couldn't get guys out to, because our race fees, like a night of racing is $20.
Yeah.
Right.
But it
Like,
doesn't help out when you only have 10 guys show up.
right.
Right.
When you pay $10,000 a month or $10,000 a year in
Yeah.
property tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you'd have to find like a small warehouse type thing that's rentable,
Right.
right? That's cheap because it's in like a small town like St. Thomas, like we're living in.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
Right?
we have one like our St. Catharines track. They rent a hall, like
Yeah.
a gym.
It's
They-
like a
Yeah.
Lions
They
club.
do it
Yeah.
every Sunday.
Yeah,
So it's pretty
and they
cool.
roll out the carpet and then lay the track down. That's the only way that we could do it locally. And I've actually started talking to the mayor of Zora Township.
Yeah.
He's interested in doing something.
Yeah.
So
Well, what
there's-
about X-Ray helping out?
they?
Tell them you're going to sell their shit there. Come on, X-Ray. Fuck. Let's get on this.
Yeah, no, they support the racing side of it, but when it comes to like track building and stuff, the sponsors and stuff don't really
Get involved.
Right.
Yeah, they like CRC and Brian Wynn and Frank Calandra and those guys. They might help us out with the cost of carpet because they're the carpet suppliers.
Right.
But other than that, it's kind of on the people to try to get it together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if like we have what 7 guys or so that drive from this area
to St. Catharines and
to St. Catharines and race.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got a decent like footing.
Yeah.
We just need more people. And so yeah, I've got some stuff going on to try to bring stuff
Right.
locally again. Because it gets tiring driving all the way down there every weekend.
Well, for sure.
I
Yeah.
make him drive every week.
Wow.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it'd be nice. It'd be nice. Like Lou's was 15 minutes from my house.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So I got really spoiled.
And like
Yeah.
you said, it was nice.
It was.
a
It was.
nice
Lou
facility.
built a gorgeous facility. It's just.
yeah.
It's too bad we just couldn't
So
get
we
enough
got-
people to support it.
Yeah.
Basically, we got to find a way to get you guys a fucking
Test
local
the culture.
racetrack. Get a
Yeah.
local
Yeah.
racetrack
Yeah.
out here.
Basically, I looked
Name
at
Greg's World RC Racetrack.
That's
There we
right.
go.
Let's
Fuck
do
yeah.
it.
Nice, yeah, cool. You
So
guys
we
supply the
need
facility and
some
the country.
more subscribers and help like that. So fucking help us out.
Yep. We'll hang a sign up.
Pretty sure you guys
right?
need some Harley guys. You're good.
Yeah. So if anybody knows of like an 8,000 square foot building for
Yeah.
next to nothing,
Yeah.
rent wise,
Adam
because
Hutchison on
like
Facebook.
the like the track, most of our tracks are around like 100 by 40 feet,
Right.
and then you need space for people to actually pit in as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
we need about 8,000 square feet.
That's a
Right.
big fucking.
It's a big space
That's
to
a
put
big
something that doesn't
space.
generate any real income,
Yeah.
Well, come on, people. Fuck, you want your kids doing drugs?
right?
Yeah.
This is something else.
Well, and that's the thing. Here we go. We can fucking, instead of having the kids hooked on drugs, we can have them hooked on racing and spending all their money on this so they can't even have a chance to get drugs. I don't know. I think it works for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a good angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 'cause, yeah, it'd be nice to bring something local again. Like
For us,
there
it'd
was,
be nice.
yeah. Well, and, like, and there's
I
hobby
think, for the,
shops.
I think for the area would be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I really do see. Like this is cool. Like
Yeah.
like I know we joke around, but it's fucking cool, man.
That's
like,
why the mall, the Outlaw, is sweet.
yeah,
Because
because
it's in a mall.
it's in a mall.
Yeah.
It's actually
all the
it's
people walking through the mall, and like they all get attracted to it.
we race
Yeah.
in the old
Pretty awesome.
Target.
Right.
It's
Oh,
the
wow.
old Target store that we race
Oh
in.
wow.
Yeah, so they've kind of rented out the rest of the space, but the track that we race at down there is 120 feet by 70 feet.
Yeah.
It's massive in terms of RC car
A
indoor
lot of
tracks.
people come there and they all go, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But to us,
yeah,
it's normal.
but that's the thing is we need to find another defunct Target somewhere.
Yeah.
It'd be gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
it'd be but yeah, like it's a good thing I think for a community somewhere. That's why I've been talking to the mayor because he agrees. He actually in Embro he actually set up at the start of January an RC car kind of fun run day.
Yeah.
Which if you look up Marcus Ryan on Zora and on Facebook and stuff, he said he was going to try to set up another one just for parents to bring their kids out for stuff they got for Christmas and just to
Right.
play around with. I went to that, and that's kind of how we got this ball rolling on something down the line for actual
Nice.
racing. But yeah, because it was great to see. I bet you we had it was just an afternoon. I bet you we had 35 kids.
Well, I don't
Right?
doubt it.
And
Yeah.
it was a mishmash of everything. It was some Walmart stuff, some hobby stuff,
Yeah.
but the whole point was just get people out,
Have fun.
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
if we can do that and transition that into a real racing facility, if I can have a day that just bring whatever you got,
Yeah.
come play around, $10 type of thing, cost you more to go to the movies,
Yeah.
right? So
But
that'd be
not
the way.
only that, you can set up set up training so you teach people how to do it.
Totally.
You
Yeah.
can set up that you teach them how to build the cars, how to do all this shit.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Start a fucking YouTube channel
There's
on
tons of
RC
those out there.
racing. Is
Yeah.
there's a shitload of them, eh?
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. No, I'm glad you guys invited us on here because like I've talked about doing a podcast with my wife like a few times about
You're
Yeah.
awesome.
Thanks.
You love to talk. I'm just
I
gonna
do.
sit back.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because I wanted to do a podcast of some sort because this
Yeah.
hobby, like,
Needs to get out there.
I essentially bleed this hobby,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I was starting to get that little bit of a vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something there.
yeah, like, and we've like I'm a machinist by trade, but I definitely would love to open my own hobby shop one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I could talk about this shit all day long,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, like There's so much to it between like the electrical and the wiring, the chassis building, the engineering in the setup of the car and the suspension and stuff. And then, you know, you got like painting like this. Like I can't do that, but you know, and there's so many different aspects to it.
Right.
That it's, you know, it's almost endless on what somebody could learn.
Well, for sure. But that's what I'm saying. You should, like, you know, look at what there is out there, but then market yourself to even for this specific area.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I definitely think there's a good business in there, for sure.
Yeah. It's
I'm
just
always looking for.
trying to dig it out.
That's like everything.
Right.
Yeah. We're still waiting to be famous too.
Yeah.
Us two in the RC world.
Yeah. Hopefully this helps.
Yeah, hopefully.
that's
There
right.
goes Adam and Brandon. They were on
Right.
that podcast.
That's right. That's right.
If my wife doesn't see this and
Adam,
then kill me.
he's the one that talked all the time.
Yeah. Because that's what I do. But no, it's, you know, it'd be great if you know, if we could get more people out, because like the Canadian Nationals has been in the mall for
11 years now. This would be the
11th year, and we have not gained one racer from somebody watching.
Wow.
And like we used to race center court.
Like just picture like White Oaks Mall in the food court.
Okay.
That's where they
We
started
would race
out.
in the food court essentially if it was White Oaks Mall.
But that was cool back then. 'Cause
And-
remember, you get like 3 rows deep of people.
3 rows deep of spectators watching,
It was awesome.
Yeah.
and we've never gained one racer.
Wow.
All
But
the
how
races,
did-
all the races we gain over the years are all ones that are like from the States. That are all
Yeah.
coming
Well,
in here.
yeah, or it's like kids. They raced with their dad, and now
Exactly,
they've come back into it. Or
Yeah.
Right.
it's very rare to get somebody totally new to come into the hobby.
Like
and
I don't
start
even
racing.
remember the last time someone actually came in that was new. Now that you
Totally,
said it.
totally new. Like it's you know, it's very strange. Like I
But
said,
again, I think a big piece of that is if you're telling them the first track is 2 hours away,
and that's a problem.
That's
they're like, oh, fuck.
But-
you know,
but
where
these
if
are-
you were like, hey, you can come next week to this place here.
yeah.
Yep.
But that's the thing is like at the mall, these are local people that are just going to the mall shopping,
That's what I'm saying.
and
like,
and those people don't come back to the track.
right.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like it's that's
crazy.
and they have really good hobby shops down there too. Like they have a
They have like what 3 or 4 of them down there.
yeah,
Maybe
like
not more.
the Skycraft Hobbies is the one that I would recommend over top of all the
they're
other
awesome.
ones.
Kevin's awesome.
But they like they have great hobby shops, so they've got great support in the area.
Yeah.
Why the fuck don't they come out?
Yeah.
Do you have bikini women?
There's like literally 4 girls in RC car racing.
No, but do you have bikini women?
No.
That's your problem right there.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
what's going
know.
on. That's
I
why
don't know.
nobody's coming back.
Kevin just won the Roar Nats.
Yeah.
Modified 12 scale, and that photo girl was looking
Yeah, she was
tip
pretty
top.
hot.
Yeah.
But she was also from Nashville, so you know.
Still, she was.
Yeah. But,
Good job, Kevin.
Oh.
but yeah, no, you know, if we can get more people out, that's the real goal. Is, you know, I don't want to see this hobby die. But if we don't get more people out, eventually it's going to.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Just through attrition alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's, you know, I've said before, if you go back and you look back like early 2000s when touring car and on-road and all this was in its biggest boom, you could buy the bare chassis top of the line race car for about $300 US.
You just talked about this the other day.
I know I did. I talk about this all the time.
I know
Nobody
we do.
listens to me.
I listen all the time.
So you could buy the top of the line car from the manufacturer for
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
$250 to $350 US.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's $800 to $1,100.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's, you know, that's day and night difference.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's that getting into the hobby, walking into the hobby and walking out with something you can race doesn't exist.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's being marketed right. That's what I think it
It-
is. I don't
which is
think,
possible.
I don't think there's anybody put like, you know, X-ray and stuff pushing it. Like
Well-
I think you get a ton of people coming out.
It's just I think there's just between the cost and the complexity
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
too
Travel.
complicated.
Yeah.
And you know, it scares people away, which is too bad because like
Yeah.
if they sat down with somebody like me, I talked their ear off until they understood how it all worked.
Yeah.
Right? And I think they get scared and they don't come back.
Yeah.
So if you guys ever want to come to the track, let me know.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bring a car you can run. It
Oh, the Han truck, the
it
Han
won't be
truck.
this one.
Is,
No.
it,
Han
is
truck
it
would
from
be
Walmart?
No, it'll be hobby grade, but it'll be
They would love the Han truck.
yeah. Han truck is a blast.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
picture, it's like a transport truck, cab over transport truck.
Yeah,
Really?
like the Euro
Yeah.
racing trucks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was the first one to jump on 4 feet in the air.
Nice.
on a road course.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, they would love that.
But yeah, no,
I have fun with it.
yeah, I know it's, and that's how we start. Like that's and that's
Yeah.
how we got to get people indoors having fun, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
Up to it.
but yeah, no, that's
No, you guys definitely need to get some more people out. So, guys out there listening, watching, you guys got to get the fuck out here. Check this shit. You don't have to come out and buy, the $1,900 car to start with. Fucking, you can start off at about $200.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
and there you go. You got everything, and get out there and have some fun because this is awesome. And as we've already been mentioning, this is definitely a nice family hobby to get into.
Totally.
Keep the kids away from the drugs because eventually if they get really good and upgrade, they're not going to be able to afford the drugs.
right.
But yeah, definitely go and check that shit out. So we're gonna have to make sure that we get your guys' information and stuff like this.
Totally.
Get some more stuff. We'll put it down in the description below.
Like the Nats is one in May.
Yeah.
That's when they rebook it. That's one you guys want to check out.
Yeah.
And whoever's listening to this or watching this, like, try to find your local track,
Yeah.
wherever that is. If you can't find a track, find your local hobby shop
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
No
talk to
legend.
them, and then and then try to find a track from there.
Yeah.
It might not be on road, it might be off road, it might be dirt, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you're interested, go check it out because if we don't get people out, like, this isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
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 Well, all those guys out there with kids that are tired of going to the park,
Yeah. Go
take
to
your
this.
kid to a
Let's
racetrack.
go to an RC
Yeah.
park.
Let them race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Right on.
We're kids
Fuck.
deep down still.
Oh yeah.
I ain't going to grow up.
No.
Yeah. My wife's already told me that. Yeah.
It's too late for me. It's too late.
Well, guys, just want to thank you so much for coming out here, explaining this to us, because, as I said, we had absolutely no clue and just couldn't understand why grown men were playing with toy cars.
A lot
Yep.
of people don't. Right? So,
I get it now.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this is
That's
this
why
is
when
absolutely
I,
amazing.
When I told Adam, I was like, "Do you want to do a
definitely
podcast?"
legit.
He was like all over it. Like,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Let
Yeah.
me know
You
when and
you've
where.
always wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it out
Yeah.
there,
I want.
so.
Yeah. I
But
would
like I say, most people out there, I know you're listening to us on audio right now, but honestly, go check it out on YouTube. Take a look at these cars.
Yeah,
It's pretty fucking cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
So once again, guys, thanks so much for coming in here, explaining all this to us. Folks, make sure that you leave a comment down below. Tell us what you're thinking about these cars and everything that's going on, and make sure you hit that subscribe and bell icon to stay up to date with us. Check us out on our other platforms as well as our different audio platforms that we're on as well. All right. Until then, keep your kids off drugs.
I wanted to
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah,
to give
yeah.
a shout out to all my sponsors.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Yes.
So, like, RC America, X-Ray. Those are the guys that supply my cars. All that stuff. And then I've got Protoform, which
Yeah.
supplies the bodies. And then hold on, let me.
You don't even know.
We got Reedy Powered, which is my
Yeah.
motors and my speed controls.
Yeah.
And then we got One Up Racing, which is Randy Castor. He supplies kind of the odds and ends.
Bearings.
Bearings and doodads and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And then we got DRC, which is Zach Donathan. He supplies all my charge cables and lipo safes and all that good stuff. And then Team Zombie Canada, which is Ryan Comden. He's giving me some batteries, the awesome fans. And then,
Yeah.
my gorgeous wife, Joanne, who lets me do this.
Yeah,
So,
you
know,
better get her
You're
right
looking for
there.
brownie
hey.
points tonight. Brownie
That's
points.
right.
hey, I got to make them up.
Joanne, he's coming home hot and heavy.
She doesn't even know the points I've lost yet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I wanted to make sure because,
Yeah.
without those people, I wouldn't be able to race every week like I do because it helps out a
Awesome.
ton.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
I'd like to thank you. Like I said, RC America, X-Ray, and like Team Scream. They give me all my motors and all that stuff.
Yeah.
One Up, Randy, and then I got the new one recently, which is Pinewood Horticultural. It's a best friend of mine. His dad said, "Here, I'll help you out a bit." So
Right on.
it's pretty good.
Fucking fantastic.
Right on.
All right.
Shout
yeah.
outs.
Yeah, check us out. We'll make sure that we get some information there in the description down below about all this stuff here. Oh,
I got
another one.
Can't forget this one, so he'll kick my ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta thank Justin Blythe at Blythe Design for the awesome paintwork that he does for me.
So this is paint, eh? Not
That's all
sticker?
airbrush. All
No,
airbrush.
it's all,
Yeah,
and it's painted backwards.
all inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Holy
He's
fuck.
He
Yeah.
does an amazing job. So you guys ever want new bodies painted,
It's like,
you
yeah.
go to Justin Blythe, Blythe Design.
Shit, I thought that was a
and,
giant sticker.
That guy will
No, it's
hook-
painted, and it's
hook
painted
you up with some
on the
good
inside out, so it's all backwards.
Yeah, he does
Send
a
Amy
phenomenal
to
Wow.
get
job.
her body
I've known this
painted.
guy for 10 years. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, was it just everybody's like, get your painting body's painted by Justin. I was like,
Yeah.
Justin Blythe, and all of a sudden, man, I was like, God, where'd you
I would
go?
swear that was sticker.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
He's like such like precise
Talent.
precision. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
All
it's
right.
crazy. Right,
Well-
with the carbon fiber look. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Right on. Well, we got lots of information down in our
we'll probably get
down in
going
the
with something
description
else here in a
below.
second.
Yeah, subscribe, bell icon, other platforms. Check that shit out, and fucking tell your friends and go spend some money and play with some cars, man. They're fucking cool. Talk to you later.
Later.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Why are you so offended?